I'm ready. Let's do this!
Greetings, and welcome to the Arcade Corner. I'm your host, ArcLad84. In this little series, we journey back in time to explore some of the classic arcade games that we remember back from our childhood days, and how much of our allowances that we used to throw away on them as well. Lots of quarters have been tossed quite so. As for what game that we'll be covering, this game is actually based off of a popular comic series that was made by Marvel. Created by writer Stan Lee and artist Jack Kirby, this team of superheroes that was created would become a legend of its own throughout the years to today and onward. What began as a comic strip back in 1963 would become a classic arcade beat-em-up later developed by Konami in 1992. My friends, what you're about to see are a group of mutants known to all as
X-Men.
Wolverine, Storm.
In the 21st century, evil mutants led by Magneto aim to destroy the world. Humans can do nothing against the power of the evil mutant. The only hope is the X-Men.
Go and save the city.
Alright everybody, welcome to Stage 1, the City Streets, as we go through the many adventures of the X-Men. I am taking control of Wolverine, and I also have my friend Aoiro that has agreed to help with this game, and he is controlling Storm in this. There are a number of other characters. I think 4 others you could play as. I think you've got the Colossus, you have Cyclops, you have Dazzler, and then you also have Nightcrawler. But this is the team we decided to go with. So, pretty much, it's nothing too bad about the first level. I know Aoiro lost a life a little bit early, but that was before he realized that using your mutant powers too much could drain your life like really quick. So you got to be careful when it comes to doing that. So I try to take it easy and just use my basic fighting skills when fighting these, because they're not too terrible. They're nothing like they'll soon become later on. So. Yeah, this is quite the blast. I remember this game back when, let's see, I remember this arcade game when I used to go to the local skating rink back where I used to live in another town. That I still don't live there now. I've kind of moved there for about 3 years now since I've moved down, since I've lived where I'm at now. But sometimes I miss the good times back then. Anyways, enough reminiscing about that. Concentrate on the game here. Oh gosh, yeah, I almost forgot those green and purple ones. Throw rocket fists at you, and before you know it, here we are at the first boss, which is Pyro. He's like, Pyro will tell you. Smack. Always like to do that. Oh, and I finally lost my first life. Wow. But Pyro isn't too terrible. Just keep out of range of his fire and keep wailing at him with some combos when you can. If you have to pull some jump kicks, then by all means, as long as you can keep him pinned to the wall. But there again, this is only the first boss, so it gets much worse later. And there he's down for the count. At the end of each level, you gain a bonus thing that lets you use extra mutant power. I'd save them in case you're in a tight pinch, of course. I believe you can hold up to 9 at a time. Meanwhile, we are in the Sentinel factory. Must be the place where all these Sentinel robots we're fighting are being made. So we're gonna have to put that out of commission. This stage is quite a bit longer than the other one we was just in. I'd say about maybe 2.5 times as long or something. Because there's a lot of ground. There's quite a bit of ground you have to cover here. So. Oh, now we got the red and the blue ones, which they don't seem to be that much different. They're just a little bit more aggressive. I think my favorite character, which I probably should have went with that, but I was like, you know what, screw it. I decided to go with Wolverine. But if it wasn't Wolverine that I'd have picked, I'd have probably went with Colossus, because the thing I like about Colossus was his surround attack. It's just pretty much causes an explosion surrounding the entire area. It covers the whole screen, which I always thought that was awesome. And then of course you got the fire traps here. Don't touch the burners. Now, so far, so good. Pretty much whooping some ass. Oh, I almost burned myself there. Let's see, was there any way to stop those burners? I don't think there was. No, there wasn't. And we go down yet another mysterious... That's another thing. Is it just a portion of the floor that goes down, or is it the entire floor that goes down? I don't get that. That always seemed kind of weird to have some kind of elevator like that. But oh well. Anyways. It's a game, just go along with it. I always like being able to kind of smack them around when they're down, just to make sure they stay down and they can't get back up again. Now, as for the throwing thing, I always seem to be able to throw enemies here and there. I don't know exactly how you do it. Just if it happens, it just happens. I remember Aoiro asking me about how do you throw characters. I was like, I don't really know. It just, I guess if you approach them from a certain angle and then you go to attack, you just, instead of just striking, you just grab them and throw them over your back, throw them over your head. I was like, oh, well, whatever works. But I always loved the Wolverine though. He's a badass. And now there goes Storm again. Those robots can be kind of nasty. I kind of wish they'd have put Gambit in here. Gambit would probably been an awesome character to use in this game. Here we come with the humongous wall of rocket cannons, I guess. Ones that knock you back. And I think we should be getting pretty close to the next boss. I think it's behind this door here once we knock these robots away. And before you know it, here comes the Blob! Nothing withstands the Blob! I think that's what he says, but we don't give him enough time to say his speech. He's like, shut up! Just shut up and fight. Now, the Blob... Yeah, gotta be careful around this one. He'll either smack you with his spike ball his spiked mace, or he'll just grab you by the head and just throw you. But if you can knock him on the ground, it gives you a few licks that you can make to him. Throw a mutant attack if you have to. Other than that, just do what you can to keep on the offensive. So, ow! That it's probably the best way to do it. Just use your mutant power, knock him down, and then go well at him. But he's about dead anyway, so. And yep, there he goes. And that, ladies and gentlemen, is stage 2. We'll be back in a bit for stage 3.
X-Men, we have been taken by Magneto. However, we had time to locate their base on Island M. Destroy it,